Live your life.
I love it for them and all that kind of shit.
Live your life. Like, be a bad beat. Like, I always see, it's like when I go to like events and I see them aunties and they all hug each other and they're doing, the mommy and daddy pose. Stop. And then they say, oh yeah, take me for and it's going on their Facebook.
Sorry, why do African aunties either dance with their breast or their bum? Nothing else moves.
Oh my God, I said
just their breast or the bum.
No. I said that to my mom. And my mom goes, is it me that you're making fun of? I said, no. But why do you people actually dance with your breasts? I said, but if that was us, what? You say,
show a little cleavage.
You say hoodlum. You're doing that shower things. But with them, you just see them bouncing breasts, and they be bouncing breasts to each other.
And that's all they do. They just stand there
and do this chest. I just be looking at them.
Or they
do
like, with their back just.
I'm just like, no.
Why?
And you're like, but you're a mom.
It's like, my thing is not even that, because some aunties be looking good. Some aunties be looking good. It's more just like, that's why? Really, it's like the universal dance. They all do it.
Oh, do you know what was the worst? 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, I was going to America, so I was getting my hair done at the salon. Oh my God, the dirty talk that these aunties speak. I forgot, because usually when, like, nowadays when you want to do your hair, like even with guys, like you go to like your local barber, so it's not like an actual like shop where people are talking. I completely forgot the dirty talk.
Yeah, man, stop.
And it's worse because they're saying in Yoruba, and for some reason when you speak in Yoruba and you speak dirty, it just sounds worse.
I feel like everything sounds just more emphasized in your native tongue.
Yeah, it's just, like, it was just so disgusting. I'm not a grown-ass woman, but I just felt so uncomfortable, and they were going into details, and they were talking about, and some girl was saying how, like, she used to send this woman nudes, and I was like, auntie, you too as well, you're sending nudes!
What aunties are out here, bro?
You're sending nudes! And she was like, don't mind that one. She was like, that one, you don't even give me proper money. It's this one. I was just like, oh. Yeah. Well, damn.
Also, the thing, I'm not surprised by that, because I'm not surprised by that, because I literally just grew up in the church. I mean, not in the church. grew up in the hair salon, anyways. I know they always do this thing. Yeah. So you speak to us in Yoruba all of the time, but now that you're speaking about sex all of a sudden we've lost the ability to hear.
We can't hear. We can't hear. Like, we don't understand what you're talking about. We don't. I understand, auntie. I understand. I can't. Now you're putting this image in my head while I'm trying to get my hair done. Now I'm thinking about you and this uncle.
That's why you have to perfect the art of looking ahead and looking like you're not listening, but you're hearing every word.
Yeah. You have to be in a daze.
And also you can't react. You can't react.
Oh, fam.
But you're a grown ass girl. You're a grown ass woman now.
Yeah, so. But still, you still feel some type of way, because even though you're a grown woman, they still look at you like you're a pekin.
Depending on who it is.
But see, a lot of people look at me young because they say I look young. So I could be 30, they'll still be looking at me like, oh, you're still a small girl.
This 16-year-old that's going to get her hair done. 16-year-old
girl that is doing, because they were like talking to me and they were like, oh yeah, you finished secondary school. I said, since when? Yeah. Since when? Sorry, secondary school? That's like 11 years ago or 12 years ago. And you're talking to me about secondary school.
Christ.
Yeah, we're old.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's 12 years ago.
It's 10. Yeah. It's 9 for me. Almost 10.
Yeah, it's about 12. I don't know.
It's crazy though. Actually, I was going to talk to you about, do you feel like you have body dysmorphia, or have you ever had body dysmorphia?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. I was saying to Jordan just a few days ago, I was just saying that maybe because I used to go to the gym before Afro-Nation, you need to bang it out because everybody was going to be seeing your body or in bikini or whatever. And then the pandemic happened, and I changed my job, so I wasn't working in Dublin anymore, so I was working closer to home. So I quit the job, and then by the time I started that job, and then maybe 2 weeks later the pandemic started, so I never even got to re-sign to the gym. So then I gained a lot of weight. But what the problem is, like, you don't see that weight, and I don't think people that see you every day see that weight like gaining on you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they don't notice.
They don't notice it because you're seeing them every day, so you don't notice. But then I would go up the stairs. I'm doing one thing, and then I started learning how to drive, and that made it 10 times worse. So I was never walking.
Driving
anywhere.
Ruined me.
I never walked anywhere. I was always driving everywhere. I literally go to Super Valley, which is like less than like maybe a 7 or 8 minute walk from my house. I'll take the car. I'm like, let me take the car. It's quicker that way. I literally gained so much weight, and I didn't really notice it until someone said, "Oh, your cheeks, you're getting weight, oh." And your aunties, they have no shame. Like, they will call you out.
All.
You could be suffering inside, and you be like, you know already that you're big, and they're telling you, they're like, "Oh, you have gotten big. What are you eating? Chubby, fatty, big bum." And you're just like, auntie, what about you that had kids how many years ago, and you're still as big as anything? Nobody says that, but it's me that you want to be on my case.
And the worst part about it is, 1 minute, Samia, you know eating. Look, skinny.
Oh
like
my God.
Who's going to marry you? Then, look at those cheeks.
Look at them cheeks. Fatty bum, big girl. I just be like, excuse me. So then that, like, I think, anyways, naturally, I never really had the confidence, because I'm not one of those like overly shapely girl. I don't have big ass. I don't have like wide hips and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, dude, just there. So because I gained so much weight, I was just kind of like, oh shit, I need to like do something about it. And then when we confirmed the date of our wedding, I was like, right, okay, 5 months, need to bang out gym. So I started banging out gym, cleaned my weight, everything. I think only when I was saying it to Jordan like a few days ago, that this is the first time in my probably 28 years of living that I felt confident in like clothes. I felt confident in my skin and stuff like that. Because I would look at my body one day and I'd be like, you're not that bad. And then the very next day, I'd be like, oh my God, you are so disgusting. Like, who actually, like, why, how do you even have a boyfriend? Like, who actually wants to fuck you? Because your body is so, ugh. That's how I used to feel. But maybe because I've been banging gym. Like, at some point I was banging gym like 6-7 days a week. Because wedding.
Shout out to you. Yeah, you know, you gotta.
You have a short period of time, and you know it's on your day. It's like on that day, people are gonna watch you. So
you're gonna get a snap from every angle.
And I always said I want to be like body ready, because we have in this society now, people are snapping you, and you can't go to every single person and be like, I don't like that snap, can you take that down? You can't do that.
By the time you even see it, it's probably 23 hours. And
how many people have already viewed it? Everybody that has viewed it. So I was just like, okay, I just need to bang out gym. I just need to clean, like eat clean, because at that time I think I was getting like a spice bag every Saturday, or like I was getting like chipper, or I'd just be like, I'll be bored and I'll just say, well, what's in the fridge? I want to eat.
Stop.
And I was baking, making puff. I was making cakes. I was doing I was doing everything during the lockdown. I was just cooking, because everybody's at home. So you're just like, oh, let me just bake. But then when you bake or when you cook, I'd be like, oh, I'm cooking for the family. Before you know it, I've already eaten 3 of that instead of. And you know when you're like, oh, this tastes good, let me go and quickly put another spoon, and then you'll be like, okay, and then maybe 3. You're not even hungry. 3 hours later, you're like, let me go and eat that food again.
What? I got some crisps downstairs, you know.
I don't even buy snacks anymore. I don't have snacks anymore. I used to eat. I used to bang out snacks. I don't have snacks anymore. I don't really do fizzy drinks. I was just like, okay, I just need to like eat clean, even if it's just until my wedding. But I'm hoping to like continue afterwards. But I was just like, yeah, I need to work on my body. But defo, like I hated my body for years. I used to always do baggy clothes, or like I never used to show cleavage, because I just always been like, especially like, you know, African moms, they'd be like, oh, you're showing cleavage because you're looking for attention from boys. So
no, what if you just want to show cleavage because you want to show cleavage?
Yeah, but that was embedded in my head, so I used to cover up. And then obviously, like, something happened to me, like, trigger warning, something happened to me a few years ago, and as well, so that even just changed the way I even started dressing as well. So everything was just kind of like, okay, you're not that, not you, like, your body's just, and the thing is, like, I always hear girls say it, but then recently I've been hearing like guys say it as well. Like some guys will be like, oh yeah, I go to the gym and I see other guys and their arms are big, my arms are not big, and oh, I look too skinny and stuff like that. And I'm like, I didn't really think guys really cared about their body, because I think we care. Yeah, but the thing is, girls are not as shallow as men when it comes to like bodies. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because girls will be like, oh, he has a nice face. Yeah, maybe his body is not the best, but they'll be like, I like him anyways. But guys would be like, oh, she has no nyash, she has no breasts.
See, but this is the thing though. Like, I completely understand what you're saying, and I understand why you're saying it. But I have never met a girl that hasn't gotten any play. Like, girls that have no breasts, if there's no breast there, you will suck no breast. Like, girls that have no bum, if there's no bum there,
you suck grapes, so I guess.
Do you get what I mean? So, like, it is one of those situations where I do understand that men, we are very shallow creatures and everything, but I've seen girls of all body shapes get play. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, we're shallow.
But sometimes I feel like it's play as in, yeah, you want to beat, but not as into wife. Because there's a difference. Because I've heard guys.
Okay, yeah.
I've heard guys, like, especially in college, they're like, oh, bang her body, but I'll put a bag over her head though.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. I love.
And I'm just like, so you find her not attractive, but you're willing to bang. That never, because I would be like, but don't you have to be attractive for your thing to stand up?
Yeah.
But I'm guessing you can train yourself.
Sometimes, bro.
Sometimes just in the mood. Just like, oh, she's there.
Okay, but look. Okay, so this is the thing. Yeah. I can find different parts of you attractive. It's you don't. Yeah. I don't have to find your whole package attractive.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, so for some guys,
so you don't look at people as
everything from the neck down is attractive. The neck up is what's not attractive.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
if a guy's saying, I'll bang her body, but I'll just put a bag over her head, her body's really attractive. She's just ugly.
So it's like someone saying that if a guy puts me in doggy style straight away, I'm going to cry. Because, and I was just like, and then I was like, no, yeah, that's actually mad. Like, imagine the first time you want to smash and it says bend over, or like, oh, I'm going to do doggy style. You'd be like, You don't want to look at me?
You don't even want lips with me?
You don't want lips?
But
and that whole thing as people not lipsing during sex it baffles me.
Yeah, I don't think it's as crazy as people think it is.
No, but
it is crazy. It is crazy.
Because like on a podcast, some people say like, oh, they can beat anything, but they can't lips everything.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, you lips everything.
But that's what you were having sex yet.
I just don't know. Like the way people say it is like the lipsing is so sacred that like compared to like.
Because I'm putting my mouth on it. A lot of people have more respect for their mouth than they do their dick.
Well, damn.
Like, but yeah. Anyways, you can find parts of people attractive. So if like I really like her ass, all right, cool. Let me go do my thing. She has really nice breasts. Let me go do my thing. Do you get what I'm saying? But I feel like sometimes women take it as this whole package. It's not always the whole package. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no. Of course, guys care about how.
So guys don't look at the whole package before they want to like beat or whatever.
Some guys don't even care as long as you have a vagina. Like that's it.
Okay, my thing is like, okay, you said guys could have like a girl can have no breasts and she can have no bum, but you still beat. But if you really like her, but she has no breasts and you're no bum, and you're like, say, like you're an ass man, could you wifey? Because is that the same level as like a girl beating a guy and she likes him, but then his dick is small?
Okay, this is the thing. How I personally see it is that sometimes what your preference is and your type is, a lot of people don't end up with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes it's one of those things where if you're that dope of a person, I just want to be with you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I can deal with not having that bit of ass. I can deal with not having a bit of brum, with a bit of breast or whatever. But like, do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not as, I know we talk about it as things are really deep, but sometimes it's actually not that deep. Yeah. Like, you see a girl talk about, oh, I'll never get a guy that has this, or I never do this, or I never get with a guy that has a small dick, and blah, blah. And then what happens?
You end up with a guy with a small dick.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's literally, I think it's just literally one of those things where it's like, yeah, you might have what you prefer to look at, but you might have what's like, all right, cool, like you're just a dope person.
So that means a lot of people don't get their types then.
Yeah, I feel like there's a good amount of people that don't get their types.
Yeah, like a lot of like men and women don't get their types.
I feel like there's a lot of people that don't get their types. Like even, how many people have you talked to, especially older people, when it's like, asked them how they met. Oh, I didn't even like him at first. I was like, this one,
yes,
he's trying to talk to
African
me. Do
mothers.
you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But that, why weren't you looking at him in the first place? Because he probably wasn't your type.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So,
true.
like, I do feel like there's that, because also that also goes to the thing of like, you know, when girls are like, I looked at all the girls in these likes, none of them look like me. So.
Yeah, like a lot of them Instagram guys get that a lot. You always see them saying, oh, I don't think you would like me because you're my type. And I'm just like, I'm not your type. And I'm like, yeah, but I guess most people follow Insta baddies, but doesn't mean Insta baddies is the one that you want to be with.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, even it's just like, okay, if I watch a particular kind of porn, does that mean that that's all I want? That's the person. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when girls do that stuff like that, I'm just kind of like, I get what you're saying, and I know that it's probably a nice feeling to know that you're your man's type or whatever. But also, there's sometimes like, nah, I just really like you as a person.
Sometimes I think you have to look at someone's track record and see like their history. But then I feel like sometimes when you look at some people's track records, they don't have the same types. Like, as in, like, for instance, now, like, say, like, if it was me now, someone could look at my track record and be like, oh, no, she has a type. Or someone can be like, oh, no, she actually doesn't have a type. Like, she doesn't really, she just goes. And to be honest, my only preference is I prefer dark-skinned men compared to, like, the lighter-skinned men. Yeah. But that's not really, like a type. It has nothing
to do with anything else.
Yeah, it doesn't have to do with anything else. And it's not like I've never dated someone that's lighter. It's just more of my preference would be a darker.
Yeah, like, I don't know, that whole preference thing and all of that is like, I get it, but it's one that
doesn't mean I have to follow it.
So, but for me, yeah, sometimes if I look at it and it's like, oh, she's only dated this kind of guy and then there's me. I don't know why, but some people will talk to themselves, oh, why am I not? I'm not his type, blah, blah. Yeah. Why don't you just be like, yo, I'm dope. Like, I'm so dope. I made him leave the type. Do you get what I'm saying?
But sometimes you get offended because you'd be like, oh, them ugly bitches.
Yeah. No, if you've been with some dusty niggas, bro.
Because imagine now you be like, oh, you go to an event and she'd be like, oh, that's I used to go out with that guy, and she'd be like, oh, I used to go out with that guy, and you'd be like, damn dusty niggas.
Oh, you know the worst one is like, imagine if someone that you don't rate is like, he broke your heart.
Stop that. You might have to call it quits. Because you have to be like, so you let this kind of any type of guy just tell you he doesn't want to be with you, and you as well, you're crying. You have to be like, nah, I can't do this.
But back to this body dysmorphia thing, yeah. Because you know what I find sometimes, yeah? I find a lot of people talking about how they used to be or whatever, yeah. Like, okay, like, let's say I meet a girl now, yeah.
Yeah.
And she looks good, whatever.
Yeah.
She hates her body. She's like, oh, I don't look, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward a couple of years, she gains a couple of kilos.
Yeah.
Now she's looking at pictures. I wish I had that body.
Oh, I do that all the time.
It's crazy.
Jordan hates when I do that. Like, I just like, on Snapchat is a bastard for that thing. Is a fucking bastard. Like, he would just say, 5 years ago, you were skinny. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, even a memory came up of like me and you when we went to Dundrum, and everything was cut and like
chiseled.
I was looking lean. And I was just like, oh my God, Snapchat is a bitch. Like, if I had been like super, super fat, I would delete Snapchat or delete all my memories. But the thing is, like, I always be like, oh, I want to be skinny. I want to look like how I used to look like. But
you didn't. I like how you looked. When you look like that, you didn't even like.
No, I didn't, because I thought I was fat.
Exactly.
I thought I was fat back then, and now when I look at it, I'm like, oh, I'm so skinny. But I wouldn't, maybe of recent now, like, as much I'll always be like, oh, I want to be skinny. Like, I've lost a lot of weight. Maybe like since like doing this whole thing, maybe about 6 kg or something. And like, I'm happy where I am. Like, I weighed myself for the first time in like God knows how long, and I was happy. But I know people say don't look at the scale, blah 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 blah. But like, as much as I want to be skinnier, I kind of like how I am now because I have more shape. So even if I'm skinny, I still want to have the shape I have now.
What you mean, yeah?
Because back then I was just skinny. There was no shape. There was no hips. There was no bum. There was no breast. Well, there was always breast. There was no there was no shape. There was no like. Yeah, you could see. I was just like I was number one basically. I was almost like a Wendy Williams. I was just like big breasts.
All peas,
that was it. But now I have like when I got older, my hips came into it. My bum's a little bit there, like flat enough stomach. But I'm like,
your body, like,
yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy where I am. Even if I lose weight, I still want that shape to stay.
Yeah.
So, do I still have a bit of body? What is it called?
Dysmorphia.
Yeah, I kind of do. But it's not as mad as it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, I don't look at my old pictures and I used to look at my old pictures and cry. I'd be like, oh God, I was skinny. Oh my God,
why can't I go back?
Why can't I go back? Oh my God, I'm so skinny. Like, and even one of my friends, Landa, she was looking at, like when we went to Turkey, I put back all the pictures and she was like, oh my God, I used to look like a skeleton. And I was just like, it's mad that like we look at these things and at that point we were like, oh, we're fat. Oh my God, I need to lose weight. But I look at it now and I'm like, I almost look like unhealthy.
But, and you know what it is? I think because that's something that's funnily enough happened to me when I was younger, I probably thought I was like fat and shit. Like, you know what? But looking in hindsight now, I just had a bit of a gut. Like I was young, puberty.
But I think that's the thing. Once you have a bit of a gut, you always feel like you're fat.
But my thing is like puberty hadn't even hit in yet. Like, you know, puberty hasn't popped in yet. And you know, I hadn't started, you know, when you go puberty, get puberty, hit gym, you start working out a bit more, you start developing into your body and everything. And I remember being younger, feeling like I was fat. Then I see pictures when I was young. I was like, bro, you're a twig. Then I get a bit older now, get a bit more size, whatever. I was like, I'm a decent size, isn't it?
Yeah.
I look back at pictures, I'm like, you were scrawny as fuck.
Oh no, in that Snapchat memory that of me and you in the car, you were scrawny. We were both scrawny. We look like Troca, please donate €2 per month or whatever they say. Like we were skinny.
I look back at college times.
Because even those, I was looking back at my 21st birthday and oh my, everybody was skinny.
Bro, it's not
everyone was suffering.
It's not even skinny, bro. I look back and I was like, even if you
neck
told me
was long like giraffe.
If you told me to snap my fingers and go back there right now, I'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't even feel like I have presence or anything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's just
everybody
crazy.
Was skinny.
Like it's just crazy how, for me, because that's one of the things that I was like, it's just crazy how you look at your body and you hate it. And then, cool, a couple years will go by and you might change. And then you look back and it's like, rah, like, that was amazing. What?
Yeah,
like,
why didn't I? Yeah. Why didn't I enjoy that more? But I think that's the problem in society as well. And I keep saying to myself, I need to try and enjoy moments more. I'm always like chasing the thing, and I've chased it and I've gotten it, and I've forgotten to enjoy it. I'm on to the next thing already. So I need to like enjoy it. So like now, even with this body, I'm like, obviously when I have a child, it's gonna change. Maybe I'll be blessed enough to keep this shape, maybe not. But I need to learn to enjoy it now, because I will just be doing the same thing, looking at Snapchat memories and be like, why can't I have a body like that? Why is my body like this? Blah, blah, blah. Just enjoy the moment. That is basically what it is. You just need to enjoy the moment.
Also, I honestly think a lot of girls do this thing where they damn near torture themselves with like Instagram and shit. Like, my thing is, if you don't like looking at somebody and this looking at this person makes you feel bad, unfollow them.
See,
or mute them or whatever.
My thing isn't about like I don't look at other people's body and be like, oh, I need a body like that. Apart from Drea from like, she used to be in Basketball Wives. She has like the perfect BBL body, but she has like that skinny BBL. Apart from her, I'm just like, oh, she's like God's gift. But I don't really look at other people's body and be like, oh, I want that. I just look at myself and I'm just like, I know I could do better. I don't go on people's story and be like, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, I kind of wish I had a bit of her shape. But because I watch so much like YouTube hauls and stuff like that, I watch what people that have the same body shape as me. Yeah. So then I know what the clothes and stuff like that I'm going to buy, what it looks like. I'm realistic. I don't go and look at someone that has like a BBL and their hips are wide and then be like, oh, and buy the clothes and then the clothes doesn't look. I don't do that. I try and follow people that have similar body shape as me, so then I know what it looks like, because I always say that people sometimes don't know how to dress for their shape. people feel like, oh, if it looks good like that on that girl,
it would look like that on me.
It's
not the same. Boy.
It's not the same. Me that if you don't have ass, it's not going to be the same as that. If you don't have it, it's not going. If you have too much titties, like there is bare clothes that I see, and I'm like, oh my god, I want this, and then I'm like, that's for people that have no breasts. It looks nice on them, but big breast women.
Would you ever get breast reduction?
I used to joke about it, and then Jordan says that's a slap in God's face. That if I got a breast reduction, because he was like, God gifted you with that, and then you would take it, and then you would say that you want to take it away.
No, they must give it back.
Sometimes I think my breasts are too big for my portion size, but then sometimes I'm like, it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's not really something that's crossed my mind. The only thing I ever used to say was probably I'll get my bum done or I get my breasts lifted. That would be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't reduce the size. I'll just kind of get them more perky.
Yeah.
Ass, yeah, but I'm too afraid once again to do
ass shots and all them.
Oh God,
be on the plane.
I'll be that 1%.
See, there you go again.
I'll be that fucking 1% that would just, they'll say, oh, she was such a lovely girl. She went to Turkey and she just wanted to do a mommy makeover, and then so no.
Also, I was watching a movie today. Yeah. I can't remember what the fuck it is. It's some random movie on Netflix. Like, you never be on Netflix and then the thing just plays.
And then you're just like, well, just continue.
Like, the trailer hooked me a tiny bit. I was like, oh, press play, bro.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm not going anywhere. Just continue.
So pretty much it was a story about he was a 911 operator.
What's his name?
Joe?
Jack.
Jay something, Jack.
Yeah. No, I haven't watched it, but I have it saved in my wish list.